Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Abby, or Spaceman Chuck, and today we are going to be reviewing Alien Romulus, directed by Fede Alvarez. I also just recorded this video and I used the wrong mic, so this is take two. Here's the thing, Alien Romulus is an entertaining, occasionally great movie, and it's a damn fun slasher. The problem is, Ridley Scott's 1979 horror sci-fi masterpiece Alien is just that, a beautiful, bloody masterpiece. The franchise went on in ways that many loved, many hated, and many are finally coming around to. Scott's world development came into fruition with the prequels Prometheus and Covenant, though studio interference definitely caused both projects to be heavily altered from their original visions. Though what Scott was able to accomplish is still mind-bendingly thrilling, as he was able to craft two legacy sequels that expand upon the original without feeling as if it's treading old ground, instead opting for something so much more blatantly grandiose. Love them or hate them, they did something new and pushed the franchise forward. Romulus refuses to do so, and that might just piss off some viewers. As for me, I think there's room for both. Fede Alvarez is a slasher director. He plays into tropes and genre sensibilities, deeply ingrained into all of his projects. His Evil Dead features an all-timer sequence in the third act that elevates the entirety of the entire endeavor, quite possibly what landed him the role to take on the Alien franchise in the first place. What Alvarez is not, however, is a director that implements any form of thematic complexity into his works. So if that is what one is looking for, especially coming off of Prometheus and Covenant, only disappointment awaits. Romulus is a film that plays more like an Alien's greatest hits compilation, more so than it does an original entry, often in a manner that feels riveting, other times cheap and exhausting. It occasionally ticks off some cardinal sins off the legacy sequel rulebook, including, but not limited to, using CGI to resurrect a deceased actor, and cheap callbacks followed by a beat for applause. It's incredibly hard to look past some of its flaws, but in the end, I still think it manages to find success thanks to the sum of its parts. Romulus plays its narrative straight and simple. Rain, played by Kaylee Spaney, and her adoptive brother, Andy, played by David Johnson, are attempting to leave the planet of Yuvaga to seek a better life. Rain reconnects with her ex-boyfriend Tyler, played by Archie Renault, and he reveals that he and his crew are planning on taking an old mining ship to sneak aboard a derelict spacecraft and steal its cryostasis chambers. Though reluctant, Rain agrees to go along with them anyways, and by the time they all reach the ship, they realize one thing: they are not alone. What ensues is a classic cat and mouse chase that invokes a sense of the original much more so than many other entries in the franchise, at least in terms of its simplicity and core premise. It has no interest in progressing the themes introduced in the prequels, and that's okay. On one hand, it's a shame that we're not going to be able to get Ridley's unadulterated vision for the Alien franchise anymore, though we never truly got that in the first place. But on the other side of it, this plays as a gorgeously brutal slasher that takes place within the Alien universe. There are a few jaw-dropping set pieces that put most modern blockbusters, let alone legacy sequels, to shame. And cinematographer Galo Olivares absolutely nails the look and texture of this film. Grimy sci-fi that truly feels like it belongs within this universe. No complaints in that department. The cast is superb as well. Spaney, Johnson, and Isabella Merced especially have their moments to shine and deliver on all fronts. There are a couple side characters that don't have enough setup or payoff to truly be successful, but each of the cast members do great with what they're given, featuring in a couple ruthless kills that should satisfy fans of the series. Rain and Andy are given the spotlight in terms of their character development, and though simple, manage to hit the right spots to truly make the audience invested in their relationship. By the end, their saccharine moments, though sparse, manage to make an impact. It would be a delight to see them return, though I did say the same about Noomi Rapace's Elizabeth Shaw, and here we are. The practical work in this film is awe-inspiring as well, especially with how well it's intersected within the digital VFX. It's consistently apparent that there is a genuine passion to the production itself. Yet, the problem lies when this passion mutates into something else entirely. Something more commercial and geared towards nostalgia bait. Was digitally recreating the late Ian Holmes image necessary for this film? Absolutely not. The story itself would have worked just as successfully with Fassbender returning and assuming the role of the android yet again. It doesn't add anything to the film whatsoever. Solely a cheap ploy to make an unnecessary callback warmed into by a blockbuster landscape that promotes this kind of filmmaking. And not to mention, it's easily the worst looking set piece in all of Romulus. It looks like just a staggeringly dumb decision in every sense of the word, not to mention morally askew. It was bad in The Flash, and it's bad here. All we can hope for is that this trend doesn't continue in the future. But even with all its hiccups, Romulus is still a good bit of bloody fun. Though I prefer Prometheus and Covenant in terms of their narrative and thematic scopes, Romulus fills another void in terms of what fans have been asking for. Go back to the basics. And on that front, Alvarez absolutely delivers. It's completely understandable why fans have disregarded this entirely due to its blatant fan service, but the film that surrounds it is fine-tuned with such technical precision, it's hard not to be a bit swept away as a fan. The zero-G acid sequence is jaw-droppingly thrilling, and maybe on par with Evil Dead's Blood Rain sequence. This is Alvarez's best film to date, and yet, once again, the script is the weakest link. So I'd be curious to see in the future how he fares with stepping away from the writer's room entirely. The Alien universe feels expansive and flexible enough where we can have multiple types of stories at once. I'd love to see Ridley's concepts expanded upon, but I don't mind these simple cat and mouse slashers either. There's room for both. But the real question remains, what is Noah Hawley's Alien Earth going to play like? And for all of that, I'm gonna have to give Alien Romulus a 3.5 out of 5. I think it is a genuine good bit of bloody fun, even though the fan service does go way too far. It's definitely the type of film that might actually appeal to more newcomers of the franchise than diehards who've been following it for decades. But take that as you will. Visually, it looks stunning, the cast is superb, and yeah, I'd be lying if I said I didn't have a good time. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. My name was Abby, or Spaceman Chuck. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will have more content out soon, so stay tuned.